Well, good afternoon, West Ham fans. Happy Friday. Well done. Another week has passed, and a weekend with no West Ham playing. So a weekend with no West Ham to ruin our weekends. Enjoy the freedom of a West Ham free weekend. And until next weekend, obviously Newcastle, we'll be talking about that later on next week. Massive injury crisis at Newcastle as per usual. But it's Hammersmith Lies in association with the KUMB.com boys. Check them out for the latest news, reviews and opinions. 3 stories. One Newcastle related actually. One transfer rumour story. And actually, it's going to be 4 stories. Another story about a youngster signing their first pro deal, and another about a bit of an international roundup. So you got 4 stories, you lucky bastards. Anyway, let's start with the first story. So, let's talk about Tim Steiner. Obviously, there was a lot of worry, a lot of frustration, a lot of concern about him potentially going for the Liverpool job. He was interviewed, wasn't he, by Florian Pettenberg from Sky Sports Germany, and spoke quite candidly about that Liverpool, massive honour to be, linked to a job, but he hasn't had that, hasn't had the call yet. And so we were like, oh shit. Then obviously Michael Edwards was appointed, sort of not a sporting director, but sort of one above, like chief exec of the group. And part of his role was looking for a sporting director who would be involved in the acquisition of a new manager following Jurgen Klopp retiring at the end of the season from Liverpool, or leaving, not retiring, but leaving. And they got the Bournemouth guy in, didn't they? The Bournemouth guy in. Now, we thought that's okay. No problem. We can all relax. However, there's another little town up north called Newcastle. Newcastle, who won't have a director of football coming soon, as we know that Dan Ashworth is going to go to join. He's going to be joining Man United. He is on gardening leave at the moment, and so Newcastle are looking to hire a new sporting director and someone who is highly regarded. And according to the Telegraph, that search has led them to look at West Ham and Tim Steiner. The Telegraph has reported. Obviously, they've got the financial muscle. They're no means a bigger club than us. But they do have the potential to be a much bigger club, and they actually are technically the richest club in the world, aren't they? Now, it's claimed that the shortlist for the director of football role at Newcastle includes Tim Steiner, former sporting director Thiago Pinto, maybe he'll bring Jose Mourinho in, or another guy we were linked with when we were looking at sporting director, Phil Giles, the Brentford sporting director. Now, we could, although he's on the list, we can draw encouragement from 3 facts. One is that Giles is a massive Newcastle fan, so that's one thing. Also, Thiago Pinto apparently has publicly expressed his interest in the Newcastle job already. And so those 2 things are encouraging. Also the fact that Tim has brought in Moritz, his brother. He's brought in Maximilian Hahn as well as part of the scouting analytics team. So I think we can probably rest a little easier than we did with the Liverpool job. There's several ahead of him, to be honest. And someone like Thiago Pinto is out of a job already. We know that Jose Mourinho is out of a job as well, so it wouldn't be surprising in the summer if they brought in Pinto and brought in Jose Mourinho shortly afterwards. He's already declared his love of Newcastle because of his admiration for Bobby Robson. So hopefully we can park the bus on that one. Now, next up, let's talk about the summer signings, shall we? Let's talk about summer signings. Now, we know that there's a high possibility that Lucas Paqueta will not be a West Ham player come the beginning of next season, the 24-25 season, as he would likely go into Newcastle, likely going to Man City if they pay the 85 million release clause, which they were rumoured to be playing beforehand, or they were going to pay something beforehand, not the actual release clause. That doesn't come into effect till this summer, but until all the betting allegations came in, they dropped their interest. Now, apparently, West Ham are putting together a list. Tim's making a list, he's checking it twice, of potential replacements for Lucas Paqueta. And it's believed, according to TalkSport, that West Ham have Morgan Gibbs-White, Nottingham Forest's star attacking midfielder, as a possible replacement for him. They reported that basically Forest are going to need to sell players this summer to ensure no more issues with PSR going into next season, and Gibbs-White is one of their most valued assets, and apparently us and Tottenham are both keeping tabs on the England under-21 star. He could be around the £40 million mark, if not a little bit more, with Lucas Paqueta maybe 85 is the minimum, but we never know. Maybe there's a bit of a bidding war for him between maybe both the Manchester clubs. Man United also very interested in him, so he could be a replacement. He's obviously a homegrown replacement as well, and at the age of 21, 22, I think it is. Or is he a bit more? 24? 24. He's 24. Wow. He'll be entering his... What's the word? Well, his pomp. He'll be coming into his peak. So, obviously he's been a very good player for them this season. He's got 4 goals and 5 assists so far. Very energetic. He's created 10 big chances for his teammates. The third most of anyone playing outside the top 8. We know he can play as a 10. He can play as a midfielder as well. On either wings as well. He's pacey. He's got energy, dynamism, athleticism. He's a good finisher. So I think he'd be a fantastic player. I think maybe he might even possibly have a bit more in the tank than Lucas in terms of the pace side of it. Something which Lucas doesn't have is pace. Particularly if you're playing him on the wing, and maybe moving Kudus into a 10 role maybe in the summer. That could be interesting. Put Bowen on the right, get a decent striker up front. Maybe next week I'll do a bit about who I want in the summer, what I want the 11 to be come the beginning of next season. But keep an eye on Morgan Gibbs-White. And not going to say final one. In third, in terms of the stories, West Ham announced yesterday that one of our academy stars has been given their first pro deal, which is fantastic in terms of Josh Briggs, a guy I've watched several times. He's been given his first pro deal and follows in the footsteps of many other academy players to be on pro contracts at West Ham. He's one of our brightest stars and potentially could emulate Declan Rice. He plays in a similar position as when Dec started his time at West Ham, similar size and stature to him, and has all the ingredients to maybe emulate the former West Ham captain. He's 18. He could carry on playing as a central defender, but he's got the engine to definitely move into central midfield if need be. So we'll definitely keep an eye on him. He was born in 2006. I was 3 years into my first job then. Kenny Brown was interviewed after he signed his pro deal, saying, "A first professional contract is a huge moment in any footballer's career, so we are all delighted to see Josh take the next step in his journey with West Ham. He's earned his contract through dedication, both on and off the pitch. He's a popular member of the 18 squad, and we're all looking forward to seeing him develop and to the guidance of our 21 staff." He knows this is just the beginning of his career, though. And moving over to Rush Green will bring more challenges, but with some positive attitude and mindset, we firmly believe he will be given himself every opportunity to be a success. Josh and his family hugely deserve this moment, and we're excited to see what comes next. The 18-year-old graduated from the Irish FA JD Academy before moving to Linfield, Northern Ireland side. He joined West Ham in 2022 in August and has gone on to make 30 appearances so far for the under-18s and under-21s. He scored with his first touch after coming on as a substitute at the Emirates Stadium in the FA Youth Cup final. He's just under 6'2". He's got good range of passing, very comfortable at his feet. But loves to when he's not playing, you know he's not playing because he loves a little bit of rough and tumble, like in terms of a bit of old school defending. Absolutely fantastic player. And as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's similar movements for him moving a little bit further up the pitch potentially. We shall wait and see. And lastly, let's talk about the internationals. Obviously, it's International Week. And last night, a couple of our boys were playing international duty and did very well. Mavropanos, there he is. He was part of the side which won 5-0 against Greece. 5-0 against Kazakhstan on yesterday evening. They reached that was the semi-final of the playoffs of the Euros. They'll now face Georgia. They'll face Georgia on Tuesday. They beat Luxembourg at home 2-0. They'll be playing Georgia at in Tbilisi. So 5-0 they won, which was great. Lewis Orford made his third appearance for England under 18s in a 2-1 win against Czechia on Wednesday afternoon. And also late last night, Edson Alvarez scored in a 3-0 away win against Panama in the CONCACAF semi-finals. Great header, back post. There he is celebrating. They'll play the USA in the final. The USA beat Jamaica, a Michael Antonio-less Jamaica 3-1 in the States. So they'll be playing next week in the final. And that's it, my friends. Thanks very much for your time as per usual. Go back. Had a busy day. Anton did a show about Thomas Soucek and is he back to his best? Then at lunchtime we had Jamie Potter. Jamie Potter, our new celebrity. Jamie Porter, the Essex cricketer, doing a My Hammers 11 live from Abu Dhabi, where Essex are doing their pre-season training ahead of the new season, which kicks off in a couple of weeks' time. And then we've got loads of stuff coming up this weekend. And then next week, we've got a big My Hammers 11 ex-player coming on, probably the first half of the week. One of my Hammers 11s. And then we'll start getting ready for the Newcastle game. Until next time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, my friends. Check out theseuterbrown.com as always, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Much love. See you later, Robbie Slater.